Habanero was bothered by a fly earlier, and generally when I ride I like to apply some fly spray so that he's not bothered by those flies. So we've talked about the saddle and the history of the saddle. The saddle goes on the horse's back. The bridle goes on the horse's head. And so the components of the bridle consist of the head stall, which goes up top behind the ears. You have a brow band kind of on the horse's forehead, cheek pieces on the two sides. The throat latch is this small buckle and strap that goes under the throat. And this is a really important part. This is a bit, this is a curb bit. So the bit is the metal piece that goes in the horse's mouth. And there's just enough leverage on that bit that it can control the horse. And the bit then is attached to the reins, which are held by the rider. Ideally, the horse and the rider are moving together, and the horse is taking his cues from the rider's weight, shift, feet, but the rider can certainly use the reins to neck rein the horse in the direction that he wants to go, that the rider wants the horse to go. So, to saddle up the horse, we put a saddle blanket or a saddle pad on the horse's back. Heavy-duty saddle. Oh. We always tell kids never walk behind a horse, even a friendly horse like Habanero. But the main thing is to not surprise the horse. And so I know that I'm here. And so he won't kick out at me. So we attach the cinch strap. Girth or cinch. And then the way I attach this, it's like tying a tie. So you get it secure on the strap around the D-ring, which in this case is built into the saddle. And feed it through the loop like you're tying a tie. Saddle is secure. Then we take the bridle. And so you want to fit that bit in just over his teeth, that opening in his teeth with the head stall. In his mouth and over the teeth without hurting him. You'll adjust to the feel of the bit in his mouth. Buckle the throat latch. And you're just about ready to go. Back. So that's a little bit about the history of the saddle and the bridle and how to saddle a horse. Let me finish up our time with this poem I wrote called Saddle Up. The saddle is the driver's seat when you go ride a horse, and that's only part of the tack you need, of course. I start with a hoof pick when I go out to ride and clean his shoes of anything that shouldn't be inside. Then I give him a good brushing to make sure he's nice and clean. He likes it, and it makes him look sharp when he is seen. I brush him thoroughly from head back to the tail and add fly spray for protection, which it will entail. I put on the saddle blanket and then put the saddle on, tightening the girth before I climb upon. I put the bit in his mouth, lifting the headstall, and buckle up the throat latch, which is so thin and small. Then I take hold of the reins, I grab the saddle horn, swing up into the saddle, and another ride is born. There's something about a horseback ride that simply can't be beat, so I'm thankful when I have a chance to take my saddle seat. That's a little bit of the history of the saddle and a little bit of the story of the bridle and the proper way that I have found to saddle up a horse. So thanks for being with us on Live at the Lazy T Ranch. Whoa. Thanks for being with us. Happy trails. God bless.